Picture the scene, the kitchen doorway. Your 5-year-old is looking at anything but the shoes on the floor. You asked once, gently. The second time, your voice was a little firmer. Now, it's the third time. You can feel the heat rising in your chest as you hear yourself say, "I'm counting to 3. In that moment, you think you're teaching them to listen, but what you've actually done is train them that your words don't matter until you lose control. If that feels familiar, it's because I've lived it. I'm Sarah, and I am a mom on a mission to read all the studies and books, so you don't have to. And what the science shows is this daily battle is worse than just being ineffective. It's causing hidden damage to the one part of their brain they need to build self-control. And you might be triggering it every single morning. Here's how that happens. Think of your reminders as a snooze button. The first time you say shoes on, it's just a gentle beep. But your child learns that they can hit snooze because they know you'll beep again, louder, and again, even louder. What you're actually teaching them is that the first instruction doesn't matter. The only signal that matters is the one right before mom loses her cool. Every time you remind them, you're teaching them that they don't need to remember for themselves. You're becoming their external hard drive for self-control. But the real damage is neurological. When your voice gets tense, when you start counting or threatening, their brain doesn't hear, "I need to put on my shoes." It hears danger. Their body is flooded with stress hormones, and this stress response does one thing very effectively. It shuts down their prefrontal cortex. That is the CEO of their brain, the part responsible for reasoning, planning, and self-regulation. It's like the CEO walks out, leaving the panicked, impulsive part of the brain in charge. You cannot yell a child into self-regulation. How many times today have you already repeated yourself? Let me know in the comments, what's the one phrase you feel like you repeat 100 times a day? For me, it used to be shoes on. It's a safe space. We've all been there. So we're accidentally training our kids to ignore us and shutting down their brains with stress. It feels like a trap. But what if the entire goal we've been aiming for, obedience, is the actual problem? What if I told you that in Japan, 6-year-olds navigate the subway alone, not because they are perfectly obedient, but because their parents focused on something else entirely, something that is the complete opposite of obedience. That opposite? It's self-discipline. We often use the words interchangeably, but they are worlds apart. Obedience is doing something because of external pressure, a threat, a reward, or just a parent standing over you. But discipline, that's an internal compass. It's the voice inside that chooses the right path, even when nobody is watching. Obedience is temporary. Discipline is for life. And those 6-year-olds in Tokyo, they aren't paragons of obedience. They are masters of discipline. I want you to truly picture it. A child, backpack on, confidently navigating a bustling train station, buying their own ticket, and finding their platform. They aren't looking for an adult to tell them what to do. They are solving problems in real time. My first thought, and I bet it's yours too, was, okay, but that's just a different culture. It feels like some kind of societal magic that we can't replicate. But when I dug into the research, I found out that's simply not true. This isn't cultural magic, and it's not just a Japanese thing. It's a specific, teachable framework for wiring a child's brain for self-regulation. The system is called Shitsuke, and it's built on 4 pillars that have nothing to do with threats and everything to do with a child's neural architecture. Let's start with the word itself, Shitsuke. In Japanese, it's written with 2 characters. One means the body, and the other means to make beautiful. It's not about forcing obedience. It's about making self-regulation a beautiful, natural part of who they are. It's about teaching the body. Think about it like this. You can't build your child's muscles by going to the gym and lifting weights for them. It's absurd, right? But that's exactly what we do when we act as their external reminder system. We are lifting the cognitive weight for them. Shitsuke is the process of handing the weights back to your child and lovingly teaching them how to build that muscle of self-regulation for themselves. And it stands on 4 pillars. The first pillar is routine as neural architecture. Our brains are designed to save energy by putting predictable sequences on autopilot. This happens in a deep part of the brain called the basal ganglia. Every time your child follows the same sequence, shoes on, then coat on, then backpack by the door, they are physically carving a neural groove. The first time, it's like walking through tall grass. It's hard. The 10th time, there's a little path. The The 100th time, it's a paved road. They don't have to think about it. Their body just knows. Our job isn't to be the instruction manual every morning, but to be the architect of that initial, predictable path until it becomes an automatic part of their world. The second pillar is responsibility as competence building, and this is a crucial distinction. We are not talking about chores. A chore is a burden. It's something you have to do. A responsibility is a contribution. It's something the family relies on you to do. Asking a 5-year-old to be in charge of making sure the cat has water isn't just giving them a task, it's giving them a role. It sends a powerful message. You are a capable, necessary member of this team. This isn't about lightening our load, it's about strengthening their sense of self. A chore says, you have to. A true responsibility says, we need you. That feeling, that sense of genuine competence, is the foundation of self-worth and the internal motivation to contribute without being asked. Okay, let's pause. Routines and responsibility. That makes sense. But the next two pillars are where 99% of well-meaning parents get it wrong. If you miss this next part, the routines you build will collapse under the first sign of stress. The secret isn't just in what your child does, it's in what your nervous system transfers. This brings us to pillar 3, modeled calm as regulation transfer. You cannot yell a child into a state of self-regulation. It's neurobiologically impossible. When we are stressed, when our voice gets high, our jaw clenches, our heart races, we are literally transmitting that panic to our child's nervous system. Their brain reads our dysregulation as a threat and goes into fight or flight, shutting down that prefrontal cortex we need them to use. But the opposite is also true. When we consciously regulate ourselves, take a slow breath, lower our voice, keep our hands steady, we offer them our calm. This is a real biological process related to something called your vagal tone. Your calm nervous system becomes an external regulator for theirs, showing their body what calm feels like until they can generate it on their own. It is the quietest but most powerful teaching you will ever do. And that leads to the fourth and final pillar, watchful waiting. The Japanese have a beautiful word for this, Mimamoru. It means to watch over and protect. It's not ignoring, it's not neglect. It's a conscious, intentional act of stepping back to give a child the space to solve their own problem. It's a demonstration of your unwavering trust in their ability to eventually figure it out. There's a classic story of a teacher in a Japanese classroom. A young student is about to start an assignment and realizes he's forgotten his pencil. He looks around, flustered. In a Western classroom, the teacher would likely jump in immediately. Here, you can borrow one of mine. But this teacher just watches with a warm, patient expression. The boy gets a little anxious. He looks at his friend, who is already working. He looks back at the teacher, who just gives a slight, encouraging nod. The boy then has a thought. He turns to his friend and quietly taps him on the shoulder, whispers, and his friend hands him a spare pencil. The problem is solved. The teacher didn't say a word. She didn't rescue him. She held the space for him to experience the problem, feel the discomfort, and activate his own problem-solving skills. She protected his opportunity to learn. So that's the framework: routine, responsibility, calm, and trust. But knowing the why is useless if you don't have the how. So right now, I'm going to give you 5 concrete, word-for-word scripts and actions you can start using tonight to replace nagging with self-discipline forever. Okay, let's dive right in. Step 1 is the bedrock of this entire system. Replace instructions with predictable routines. Most of our nagging comes from giving instructions for things that happen every single day. Instead, create a simple visual chart for morning and evening routines. For little ones, use pictures. Picture of a toothbrush, picture of pajamas, picture of a book. This isn't just a to-do list. You're literally building the neural pathways for self-management. The chart becomes the boss, not you. Step 2, transform your commands into ownership questions. This is where the magic starts. The old way sounds like this. Go get your backpack. Put your lunchbox in it. We are going to be late now. You feel that? That's you lifting the weight for them. The new way sounds like this. Okay, it's 8:15. What does our routine chart say is the next step for getting ready for school? You're not telling, you're asking. You're prompting their brain to do the work. The question, "What do you need for school today?" forces them to access their own mental checklist, building that muscle of foresight. Step 3 is to practice quiet modeling. Our kids have mirror neurons for a reason. They are built to copy what we do, not what we say. So the old way is standing at the door to the playroom and saying, "I've told you 3 times to clean up these blocks." The new way? You walk into the room, you don't say a single word, you just quietly kneel down and start putting a few blocks into the bin. You don't make a show of it, you just start the task. More often than not, seeing you start the process without any of the verbal pressure will activate their own impulse to join in and help. Stop. I know what you might be thinking. This sounds nice, but my house is chaos. Creating routines and modeling behavior is the foundation. But steps 4 and 5 are the steel frame that holds it all together when your kid is having a meltdown or you're about to lose your mind. Without them, this is just a nice idea. With them, it becomes an unbreakable system. So, step 4, assign microtasks for real competence. Kids need to feel genuinely needed, not just kept busy. Give them a real, actual job that contributes to the family. It could be rinsing their own plate after dinner, or being the one in charge of pushing the button to start the dishwasher. And when they do it, you don't praise the outcome with a "good job." You acknowledge the action. "I see you put your plate by the sink." This small shift validates their effort without making them dependent on your approval. It builds competence, which is the root of confidence. And finally, step 5, which is the most important of all, check your own regulation first. You cannot give your child a regulated nervous system if you don't have one yourself. This is your work. In Japan, there's a concept called Gammon. It means patient endurance or dignified self-control. Before you react, before you remind, before you sigh with frustration, you practice Gammon. You take one deep breath. You check in with the tension in your own shoulders because you can't yell a child into self-regulation. You have to model it. These 5 steps are the system, but I can almost hear the voice in your head right now. "This is great, but my child is especially strong-willed." Or, "We're not Japanese, this won't work for us." Or maybe just, "Honestly, I don't have the time for this." If you're thinking any of those things, you're not alone. And the next 2 minutes are dedicated to dismantling those exact myths because they are the only things holding you back. Let's take that first one because I hear it the most. "My child is especially strong-willed." I understand that feeling completely, but I want you to consider a reframe. What if that stubbornness isn't a bug, but a feature? Strong-willed kids don't resist discipline. They resist being controlled. The constant reminders, the threats, the nagging, that's all a form of control that triggers their resistance. This method does the opposite. It hands them the steering wheel for their own tasks. It feeds their deep biological need for autonomy. For these kids, this system isn't harder. It's the only one that truly works. Okay, what about the culture argument? We're not Japanese. You're right, we're not. And this isn't about adopting a different culture. It's about adopting universal brain science. The principles of how the prefrontal cortex learns self-regulation or how the basal ganglia automates routines are the same for a child in Tokyo as they are for a child in Texas. Gravity works the same everywhere. So does this. And finally, the big one. Time. I just don't have the time for this. Think about the amount of time you currently spend negotiating, reminding, and battling over the small stuff. 5 minutes here, 10 minutes there. It adds up to hours every week and years of your life. This is an upfront investment. It's a few weeks of focused, calm effort to build a system that saves you countless hours of conflict down the road. You're not adding more to your plate. So now that we've cleared away those mental roadblocks, what does success actually look like? Let's go back to that kitchen doorway, back to that morning battle over the shoes. I want to paint a picture of your new reality. Imagine this. It's 8 a.m. tomorrow. The sunlight is streaming in. Your little one is by the door, focused, putting on their own shoes. You haven't said a word. There was no nagging, no counting to 3, no simmering frustration. Just the quiet hum of a morning that works. This isn't a fairy tale. This is the reality you build when you stop demanding obedience and start nurturing self-discipline. It's a gift you give your child, built on the predictable comfort of routine, the pride of real responsibility, the calm you model, and the deep trust you show by simply watching them try. You don't have to overhaul your life overnight. Just pick one small step to start with. But I have to be honest with you. The moment your child gets emotionally overwhelmed, or you do, all this incredible groundwork can collapse in an instant. Your nervous system hijacks your best intentions. That's why the video on your screen right now is so critical. Click it to learn the STOP method, the in-the-moment emergency tool that protects all the progress you're about to make. And please, subscribe.
I'm here to read all the books so you don't have to.